And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Maui Jim Sunglasses, the choice of the best captains. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
All right, welcome back to hour number 2 of Let's Talk Hookup here on the Mighty 1090. We are having a great time live at the Hyatt Regency in Long Beach. It is the final day of the Long Beach Fred Hall Show, and it is going on today.
Indeed it is. It's final day, 10 to 7 today. Last day, right, Bart?
Yeah, this is the last day, Pete, and as you know, you know how I feel about that. So that's
yes.
Good. I'm not going down that road.
Yeah. But we get out, now you do it all over again next week in Bakersfield, and then a couple weeks later we do it all over again down in Del Mar. So
right.
don't be too sad, Bart.
Bakersfield is a different animal. You know, it's we've introduced fishing up there. Mike's done a great job putting together a whole building full of fishing tackle up there, which they didn't have before. And it's become a good boat show. They've got it's the biggest boat show in the Central Valley. But it's really the thing that sets it apart is it's probably one of the best RV shows in the Western United States. We're going to have about 400 RVs there. There's only 4 dealers that do that. But every one of those dealers will sell between 40 and 60 units off the floor of that show. Now, that is unheard of anywhere that I know of. The LA RV show down here, which is a manufacturer-run show, they don't come close to that. The only reason I know this is because I talk to the reps, and the reps tell me what's going on, you know. So that's an interesting event. And then, of course, San Diego is my favorite show and a lot of people's favorite show. It's large enough to be productive, so it's a quality show for the exhibitors, and it's small enough that you get to visit with people and not get crazy. You know, this is kind of crazy here. Yeah. I mean, I love it. This is fantastic, but boy, I'll tell you what, it gets your attention, doesn't it?
That is the most perfect description of what it is.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. You get to see pretty much everybody in the fishing world here at the Fred Hall Long Beach show, and it's only. That's it. It's going to only happen for 9 more hours today, 10 to 7. So this is your last opportunity to get in on it.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
A lot of good things, a lot of good seminars today too. So
yeah,
you know, once those are over, they're over. You're not going to get them again. I see there's some seminar guys here in the audience.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah, we're going to hear from one of them very soon here.
I know.
The most colorful one.
You have to. I always say for him, you know, I say you got to wear a helmet and a seat belt when you go to his seminars because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. But I mean, and then we heard from John Ireland early. I see Eddie Delamo over there from Van Warmer Resorts, Palmas de Cortez. I mean, they've been booking rooms like crazy at Palmas, right? Yeah, been going nuts. Dante's over there too, and Berkeley from Seakeeper here. Berkeley, come up and step up to the mic and tell us about the demo days that's going on here at the Fred Hall Show, and how people can ride the Seakeeper boat and BMAs for free.
Good morning, Pete, Ricky.
Hey, Berkeley.
Well, we're definitely glad to be here for another Fred Hall show. I tell you what, getting out on the Seakeeper boat is a game changer. We've had some pretty good conditions right outside the harbor, and you know, you just step on that boat and one touch of a button and it's just, ow.
Yeah, and this is good Seakeeper weather too, although today it's a little bit calmer than it has been.
Berkeley's the only person I know that always prays for wind and chop and swell and all the bad boating conditions.
That's right, Ricky. You know, it's for us, it's so exciting to be here because we have a product now that's for a smaller and smaller market and smaller and smaller boats. So we're now putting Seakeeper on boats down to 27 feet with plans this year to introduce a product that's going to get you into boats 23 feet. So it's just, when you eliminate boat roll, you make everyone happy.
Yeah, it is amazing. So how do people take a demo ride on the Seakeeper boat?
Come on by the Seakeeper booth. We'll sign you up.
It's free, right?
Yeah, it's free every hour and a half. But this is a great time to do it.
Boat's right here at Pier Point, right across the street.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's a great ride, and it's a 29-foot Albemarle.
Yeah,
right?
29-foot Albemarle Seakeeper 3, 12-volt unit. So it's one of two 12-volt models now for everybody. So it's amazing, and it's a game changer. Definitely changing your boating experience.
Yeah, it is. Take a ride, be amazed, right?
That's right, Pete.
All right. Thanks, Berkeley, for coming down. Appreciate that very much. Refugio from Laverne is here. Refugio, you're up on that mic. Thanks for joining us here at the Hyatt Regency. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you very much. Enjoy coming every year. My question is really for Paul. I kind of can relate to the bluefin tuna fishing because very difficult to hook up one of those elusive bluefin tunas. And when you hook them up, then you go through that emotional roller coaster of doing the battle, the joy of victory of landing one, and the agony of defeat when they get away.
Yeah, it's a fire drill to begin.
My question to you, Paul, is how the heck did they pick you to be on the show?
That's a good question.
Yeah. All right. You guys got a couple minutes?
Yeah.
They actually got a hold of us by email. I wasn't even in Gloucester. I was in Vermont. I had broken legs. In 2005, I fell down an elevator shaft and I snapped my legs in half at my knees. Wow. I was in physical therapy. In 2010, I get a phone call from Dave, which I fished with him prior. You know, in 2000, 2004, I was fishing with Dave. And then I broke my legs. He called me because he got an email from North Hollywood, California. They wanted to do a reality show. He wanted to know how I was doing. I was like, well, I'm walking with a cane now, and I have a garden. That was my physical therapy. I had a garden. I was living off the friggin' earth, you know? So we interviewed. I went down there. We interviewed for like 20 seconds, and it was game over. Here I am today.
And how has Wicked Tuna changed your life?
It has brought me around the world and back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all for the good.
All good. All right. That's a good thing. So all this fame and fortune is a positive thing in your life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Good. That's good.
I'm in a good place right now.
That's great.
I'm in a really good place.
All right. Fantastic. Hey, Gary White has a question. Gary White, come on up. Gary is, of course, our backbone and our manager of our Let's Talk Hookup booth. To come on by and grab a T-shirt, hat, club card from Gary and the gang working the booth today. Sure appreciate all your help, Gary. You can turn that mic.
Yeah,
you can actually pull
I'm pretty
that
sure
mic
you're
down.
aware of how to make that thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Look, I'm like Paul. I make a fish look big. My question is for Katmai. I
Bob?
heard they have flies that look like mice for trout up there.
Absolutely. Is the mic on? There it goes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, what it is what we call it mousing, you know, and it's one of my favorite things to do is you go up into the real shallow braids area where the water's only about, 1 or 2 feet, and you float down along the bankside and you actually cast out to the reeds on the shoreline and pop it into the water. And then as it scoots along, it looks like this little mouse that just keeps popping along, and the trout just go crazy over it. They're very vicious.
How big do they have to be?
The actual mouse or the trout?
No, the trout to eat a mouse. My goodness.
Oh, it's amazing how small a trout will. You see this mouse going through the water, and here's this big lure that's on the top water, scooting along, and the mouse is actually bigger than the trout's mouth, and it will actually grab it. And that's how mean they are up there in Alaska.
Yeah, but the big ones will grab it too, right, Bob?
Absolutely.
That's their main meal, is that to watch one.
And I know you like that, Pete.
Oh,
it's one of the funnest things to see it. And what it's
Yeah.
amazing is how they'll jump in front of the mouse and go airborne and then come down on it.
Yeah.
It won't, that's the most funnest thing to see. When you see that happen, you stop. You don't even want to set the hook because your mouth just dropped. You go, what just happened?
The visuals are unbelievable, and you miss a lot of fish.
You miss them, but it's fun to see them come up.
But when you hook one, it's usually a good one.
Yeah,
exactly. The fact that you can hook a trout that's the same size as a legal white sea bass is what blows me away up there. And they'll come airborne to try and do it at the same time.
It's seeing them airborne before they hit hit it is what it is, and what makes it want to go back.
Oh, that's something else for the list.
There you go.
I'll tell you, the other thing that blew us away was just the drive getting upriver to where we go. For me, was just, I've never been in water like that. I mean, the boats travel in inches of water, and being a saltwater guy, like rocks are the biggest fear there are. You're always steering clear, and our guide who had been on the river a long time just while he's having a casual conversation with one hand on his coffee and BSing you about something, and we're in inches of water at times.
You grit your teeth when you're sometimes going across it.
I can't tell you how many times I grabbed a hold of the rail like bracing for impact. Because you're in several feet of water and you're watching it come, and it's like that's just rocks. That's rocks with a little trickle of water over the top, and fly right through it. It's incredible.
All on the jet
aluminum
drives,
boats. Right? That's what you
aluminum
want.
and jet drives, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, indeed. All right, Gary, thanks a lot. Hannah, you're next up. Thanks for joining us here at the Hyatt Regency, Hannah. And again, if you have any questions, see Gary or Bob or one of the guys and ask a question of our panel here.
Morning, Hannah.
Good morning. First of all, I want to start out with a shout out to my dad in San Diego. He's taking his Navy advancement exam today.
Nice.
So good luck. And my question is for Paul.
Of course it is.
It is a follow-up question. Last year, if you remember, I asked what a Guggen was.
They're everywhere.
Now, with that in mind, of all the captains on Wicked Tuna, who would fall under that category?
Ralph. The first one that comes in, and there's not even a hesitation about that. Ralph is the biggest Guggen.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. He, trains them in Provincetown. He does. He gies them this
Trains
certificate.
Guggens? How do you train a Guggen?
How to be a moron.
That's it.
He trains,
special training.
He's special training, behind the scenes training with Ralph Wilkins on the Odyssey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's the best. He's good.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, he's a good teacher.
All right. Thanks, Hannah. Thanks for coming. Hannah's been coming down since she was a young lady, right? A young little kid with her dad. So it's great to have her. Let's go ahead and jump on the phones, right?
You got it, man. Well, the phones are packed up. This time we're going to talk to John. Called us from Mira Mesa this morning. Hi, John. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Yeah, hey, good morning, guys. This is a Nomad question. When you guys are doing your prototypes, at what point do you decide on colors, or do you feel like color even makes that big of a difference? Case in point, a natural cedar plug gets bit, great. So what are your thoughts on colors on your jigs?
Yeah, so the first part of that question, it's a really good question as well. The colour comes, right at the end, really. You get the shape of the body sorted out, get the mould done, and then we start looking at colours. And, the colours are actually something I quite enjoy, because that's, something that I'm literally hand drawing and, literally drawing all the stuff in Photoshop, basically, and then it gets sort of translated onto a lure. So the second part of the question, does it make a difference? I think in some fishing applications, yes. In some fishing applications, no. There's certain times where, I've seen colour really does make a difference, and other times, like you say, with a cedar plug, sometimes for tuna or wahoo, sometimes it's just about the action, and, maybe it's just about having a little bit of flash on the lure. It's not so much that, hey, I've got a purple one, or I've got a pink one, or I've got a green one, or whatever. It's just that action that really triggers the bite. So it's a tough one to sort of answer definitively, but, I have definitely seen situations where colour does make a difference, but, equally there's a lot of times where, I'll test all of these prototypes and I get these, really just things that are lumps of white plastic or, yellow or some, very average-looking colour, and I'm out there testing the stuff, and the fish have got no problem eating it, and it's all about the action. So, it's a shame I can't sort of answer your question more definitively, but, there are times that it does make a difference. And, the one thing I do say to people, though, is that the fishermen have to like the colour before the fish get an opportunity to eat it. So I think that's probably the most important part of it, that, if you as an angler don't find it appealing and, you don't have confidence in it, you're not going to use it. So, we've got to factor that into the mix.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's a big factor.
It is, and I mean, you've got to have confidence as an angler. I think whenever you're fishing, you need to feel confident in what you're using and, feel confident that it's going to catch your fish. And I think a big part of that is looking at something that you can look at and say, hey, this looks like something that's going to catch me a fish. And if you feel confident, you're going to be, you're going to work the lure better. You're going to just have more confidence in general in what you're doing. Nobody likes fishing where they're thinking, oh man, I don't know if I'm using the right thing here. Is this, you want to have some confidence in it. So we try and make sure that the colours look really lifelike and appealing, so that obviously the fish are going to eat them, but as an angler, you want to enjoy using it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You have make another new lure, the DTX Minnow. We already talked about the Mad Scat is another popular one here, right?
The Mad Scat's
what is the Mad Scat?
So I guess it's what we call a stick bait in Australia. It's sort of like a glide bait, I guess. That's a good sort of analogy, but it's basically it's a stick bait that works extremely well for yellowtail, tuna, a whole range of species. It's a sort of a jig, I guess, that you just twitch. You've got to put a little bit of action in it. You can just straight wind it as well. It's really effective. It's similar to a surface iron. You can just kind of crank it and it swims side to side, and it's got a really good action. I mean, there's a bunch of videos that we put a lot of time and effort into showing how to use the product and the action in the product, and there's a bunch of videos on our YouTube channel on Nomad Design that you can go and check out, and it sort of shows the underwater action on the lures. So we try and make sure that people can understand what are they trying to achieve, and imagine what the lure looks like in the water when you're working it. So I think it's really important to get the translation between what are you doing with your rod and what does it look like underwater.
Sure.
Because visualizing what the fish is going to see. I mean, you're trying to imitate a wounded bait fish at the end of the day. So trying to understand what you do on the rod and how that translates to the lure in the water is really important.
Yeah, the other one that always cracks me up when I hear the name, it's the Chuck Norris.
Yeah,
that's your popper jig. So where did that name come from?
Yeah, well, that was actually one that we came up with a couple of different names. The Chuck Norris. I guess the history of Nomad Design is a lot of the testing we did initially was on these giant trevally back in Australia. So they're big mean sort of fish that eat topwater plugs. 50 to 100 pound sort of deal, and we were trying to come up with a name that obviously for this popper, it's a sort of big explosive surface popper, and we put a bunch of names up on Facebook, to be honest, and did a little poll and said, hey, here's like 5 names and what's everyone thinks the coolest name, and obviously everyone thought the Chuck Norris was pretty cool. So,
yeah, that's pretty cool. It's very identifiable.
It really is, and I think it's very fitting for that type of product and for the species that we're chasing with it. So it's certainly something people can associate with and very recognisable.
I like it for sure. Well, okay, everybody don their helmets because it's time for your saltwater guide.
You got it. Today, that report sponsored by Blue Guard Innovations, making smart bilge pump switches and sensors designed to protect you, your vessel, and the environment. If your boat lives in the water and you've not installed the BG1 oil and fuel detector, you could be risking thousands in fines. The BG1 will detect oil in your bilge before you dump it into the water. It's just one of several switches and sensors made by Blue Guard Innovations. Check bluebgi.com or get their affordable products at Wilson Marine and the San Diego Marine Exchange. There's the man, your saltwater guide, Captain Dave. What's up, Dave?
Good morning, guys. Thanks for letting me come here.
Good morning, Dave.
Bart, once again, thank you very much. Damon, sorry for taking up your time on the stage.
Oh, no.
Mine kind of run over a little bit once in a while, so I apologize for that. Paul, good morning. Haven't seen you for a couple hours. It's kind of cool. All right, gang. As far as fishing goes this week, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a lot of wind. A lot of wind, and then when the wind wasn't blowing, it was rain, and we had liquid sunshine here, Paul. I almost thought about putting on some shoes, but then I'd have to go buy them.
Oh, heavens.
So I wasn't going to do that. But as soon as the weather calms down, there's a phenomenal amount of fish over at Catalina and at San Clemente Island. The few boats that made it out this week had really good rockfish fishing all over the place. Now that they opened up the depth and you can fish a little bit deeper, people are taking advantage of that. There's a lot of red snapper coming over the rails, a lot of nice lingcod. And there's some sea bass at Catalina. We were lucky enough to get over there the other day and see that there is some fish there. There's also some yellows at San Clemente Island in the cove. So all we need is for this wind to stop blowing. As soon as the wind stops blowing, and now that they're going to leave the lights on a little bit longer, We're going to see a lot of coverage. That bluefin has not gone anywhere. It's still here, and it's going to bite again. And now that we have more coverage, we got a better chance with the lights on longer to find that fish. So go get some of those lures before you leave for Australia and go catch some of those bluefin, right, Pete?
Yeah, absolutely. No kidding. And, of course, you're going to be doing your seminars today. What time?
Yeah, I got one starting off this morning at 11 o'clock on the main stage, and then I got another one in the back by the fish tank at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And then that's going to be it until I go down to Del Mar, right? I get to speak down there a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And you know, I got to say something because your website is fantastic. You've got me going there looking at it. It's great. I love your website.
Thank you very much, Bart. Yeah, the website, if you're not on it, you guys definitely want to check, gals too, you want to check it out. There's something on there for everybody. If you fish at all, that we cover every single aspect of fishing in Southern California. And we cover everything, how to tie up your boat to how to tie a lure. Rick and I are going to do some stuff down at Fisherman's Landing Tackle. We're going to do some videos for that to show you how Rick rigs stuff up. So make sure you check out the website at yoursaltwaterguide.com and come check me out today at 11 o'clock. I have a phenomenal amount of stuff to give away that I need to get out of the bag because I don't want to carry it back to my car. So come get some stuff. See the most unbelievable seminar you've ever seen. You guys never seen a seminar like mine, I promise you. Ask the people in the crowd.
Indeed. And, of course, Dave reports to fishdope.com. Fishdope's here. $20 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code Hookup now. Go by the booth. Sign up for fishdope.com for free. You got to have it, right, Dave?
Absolutely. If you don't have it, I don't know how you're figuring out where to go.
That's it. All right. Thanks, Dave. Dave Hansen.
Well done,
Your
buddy.
saltwater guide. Indeed. Thanks very much. All right. Carlos is here. And great to see Carlos from Team No Bananas here at the Hyatt Regency in Long Beach. Carlos.
What's up, Carlos?
Hey, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thanks, Bart, for putting together another great show. I have a couple of questions from Damon, our guest from Down Under. Will you have a lot of the hot jigs that are appropriate for Southern California here? And also, do you guys believe in not eating bananas while you're fishing down under?
That's a great question. No, I've eaten a lot of bananas while we're fishing. So yeah, I gotta say I'm not one for those sort of myths. But yeah, look on the jig side of things. Yeah, we've got all the jigs. There's a whole bunch of retailers that are at the show. So I won't list everybody because I'll forget somebody and get in trouble. But I think there's about 8 or 9 of the retailers that are at the show there that they've all got the jigs. So yeah, get down today, and I think a lot of them have got some really great deals on. So yeah, come on in and you can check out the whole range at most of the retailers that are at the show.
You have them at Fisherman's Landing Tackle, right, Rick?
Absolutely.
We do. Yeah, they've been hugely successful and popular. And you know, we brought what we assumed was going to be enough to get us through Long Beach and Del Mar. And we're going to be lucky to make it through Long Beach. We're fortunate that we still have DTX 200s and Buffaloes and Nomads and Mad Scads and Riptides. But yeah, they've been hugely successful. And I know that Damon's giving away a free hat with purchase while supplies last.
Exactly.
And obviously, you know, those things do away. But if you purchase a Nomad product and you bring it by the booth with your receipt, you'll get a Score a Nomad hat to go along with it.
You don't have a lot of Nomad hats left, so you better get on it.
You want to get in there early. They've kind of run out pretty quickly. We had a lot, but there's a lot of hats walking around the show, so it's good to see.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, and what's the deal? Are you guys aware of the curse of the banana down in Australia?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
No,
but they don't go for it, huh?
Well, there's a lot of people believe in that, but I guess
not on the Nomad.
No, look, I've been running charters down there for a long time, and I've kind of seen it all. So I've seen guys slipping bananas on the boat, and I've had some days where the fish just don't bite, and there's bananas, and a couple of weeks later, some guy brings a banana out, and we're catching heaps of fish. So
there you go.
Well, Carlos won't wear banana boat sunblock. So,
that's how far he takes it.
He runs deep.
We're strict.
Yeah, well, I think that might be Hawaiian heritage or whatever. I think that's where it originated, the story. That's what I heard.
That's it.
Anyway.
All right. Thanks, Carlos. Thanks for being here today.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more of your phone calls, more great times, and lots of fun. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 58 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built by fishermen for fishermen. From our next-generation waterproof shorts like Tactical or Stealth to our new anhydrous waterproof jacket and bibs, the entire AFCO clothing line is purpose-built with the latest AFTEC fabrics and features designed to deliver for the demanding angler. To find AFCO products, go to AFCO.com and find a dealer near you.
This is Captain Art Taylor of The Searcher. Celia and I and everyone at Team Searcher would like to thank all of our customers for a successful 2018 season. Are you searching for an affordable fishing adventure from 1.5 to 7 days in length? The Searcher has an outstanding crew, great food, air-conditioned cabins and galley, and an RSW system to preserve your catch. Our 2019 schedule is available now. Book your fishing adventure online at searchersportfishing.com or call our office at 619-226-2403. That's 619-226-2403.
It's Fred Hall showtime, and Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the best selection and the hottest deals in the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern. The huge Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth is a must-visit, and the deals will be unmatched. Check out the most complete selection of Shimano products: Talica, Trinidad, Torium, Terramar, Therese, Stella, Saragossa, Power Pro, tackle bags, and the all-new exciting Tranx 200 reel. The Fisherman's Landing staff has used Shimano products for years and knows your needs. Come visit the most spectacular booth in our history, Fisherman's Landing Tackle, a must-see at this year's Fred Hall Show.
This is Captain Mark Rayer for Genren Sport Fishing. Located on the Sea of Cortez, we will show you a fishing experience that will exceed your expectations. Genren boats are outfitted with all accurate reels from the smallest Valiant 300 to the beefy ATDs. Simrad electronics, Fraser gyro binoculars, and crews with a passion to fish is just part of what makes us number one. Also, Cabo Yachts Vaquera has a Seakeeper for your comfort. For 2 live webcams, an up-to-date fish report, accommodation packages, check out TeamGenren.com. We pick up at Rancho Leonero and all East Cape locations, so let's go fishing.
We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Again, we're live here at the Hyatt Regency in Long Beach for the final day of the Fred Hall Show. And boy, we're having a good time. I can't believe that we're down to the last 30 minutes of Let's Talk Hookup for the Long Beach year.
Yeah, indeed. And then, of course, I'll have a full day at the Long Beach Convention Center, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. today. And let's go ahead and jump into those phones, Rick.
You got it. Well, the phones are packed up. How about this time we talked to Hills? He's got us from Ventura this morning. Hi, Hills. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. I wanted to ask Damon about, I was at the show yesterday night and looking at his lures, which are amazing looking, and I noted there was a unique hook on one, at least one of the lures. It was like a butterfly-shaped hook or like a wishbone thing, and I was just wondering, like, is that an Aussie thing or is that an invention? And what fish species were you thinking of when you put that on there?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's like a double sort of a hook, and it's sort of like a straight like an inline welded hook. So the reality behind that one was that it was actually designed to make one of the lures swim better and to get the right action on the lure. So I probably take it a little too far sometimes in terms of getting the action right on the lures, but we actually got one of the factories to design that hook, and we got it made specifically for the Maverick 140 actually, and then I found that applying it to a couple other models, so we put it on the Dartwing 165 and the Riptide 155, I found that hook just gave a little bit better balance to the lure. So it was also a better, stronger hook than using a treble. So in my mind, it was sort of a compromise between, a single hook on its own, free swinging on the belly, is probably a slightly stronger option. But it was a sort of a compromise in strength, but it gave the lure a lot better action because it sort of balanced out either side of the body. So yeah, that was what it came down to: action on the lure.
Action on the lure.
I fished that Riptide all year for for bluefin tuna when we would come up on spots that were up foaming on bait balls. That was like our go-to lure this year because it's fairly heavy and you can cast it a long way and you can cast it really easy, but it's got beefy hooks on it and it gets bites really good. And I swear we got a bit better with that lure doing almost nothing than we did. You'd sometimes try and go overboard trying to impart so much action. And a lot of times if you could just fire it into those spots where they're eating big balls of anchovy and let the thing sit and just kind of move on its own or just move it a tiny little bit, we were getting bit fantastic with that.
That's exactly right. A lot of the lures you don't have to work really fast. Like some of those, like the Riptide, for example, it's got a little flutter on the sink, so a lot of them are designed so that just when they're sitting still, they'll sink, or they'll slowly sink, but they sink level and they just get a little flutter and they look like a wounded bait fish. So yeah, there's a lot in learning the right way to work them, but like you say, it's fun trying to figure out the right way to get the action in them and get the bite.
What they want, right?
Yeah,
indeed.
Exactly.
Hey, thanks a lot, Hills, for the call. Appreciate that. Wayne is here at the Hyatt Regency. Good morning, Wayne. Oh, it's one and only Wayne Cotto. What's up from CCA, California?
Hi, Wayne.
How you guys all doing today?
Great.
Hey, actually, my question's for Paul. I hear there's a story about your largest fish that you've caught, and it's a pretty good one because it goes back in your history, right?
Oh, yeah, when I was a little kid.
Yeah. Tell us about it.
I actually have the pictures to prove it. I had to show people yesterday about it. My father and I, the fish was 1,287 pounds.
Wow.
And we actually caught two that day. The other one was with 1,174 pounds. We caught them both. They were in a rowboat. It had a 4-horsepower engine on it. You pour the gas into the top of the engine.
Oh, my.
That's what it had. And we caught them both in the same day, both those fish.
It's like Old Man in the Sea.
It was an over 12-foot tuna fish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you put it in the boat when you landed it?
We did.
Oh,
people were asking me about it yesterday, and they were like, how did you do it? You got to take a rope, you put it in the face of the fish, and up the bow of the skiff, it's a 16-foot rowboat, there was a big cleat. And you put a block and tackle onto it, and you pull it down the back of the fish to the back of the boat, because you move the engine to the side, and you pull the block and tackle in the fish's head. Once it comes up over the stern, it falls right in the boat. It slides right in.
Wow.
Like it's
That's
nothing.
unreal.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I got the photos. I can
show
share them with everybody.
Share them if you go by the Maui Gym booth. And
that's the way we do it, too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. We're not even allowed to keep fish like the size you guys get. Like, I see people all day at the show, and they're showing me these pictures of these 250-pounders. We can't keep those.
Those are small throwbacks.
Those are babies.
Those are illegal for us to keep. But it's good, and it keeps, the production of these fish, because they spawn. Some of them spawn twice a year.
Wow.
That size fish.
Yeah, and that's their spawning grounds there in the Northeast, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, very cool. Hey, Wayne, thanks a lot for all you're doing. Of course, CCA booth will be open today. The Target raffle's still going. Buy those tickets and take advantage of some of those amazing prices that joining CCA California and buying tickets from the Target raffle works out. Wayne from Huntington Beach is here. Wayne, thanks for joining us as he steps up there. Don't forget, Paul will be at the Maui Gym booth, which is at the Dana Landing booth today, and hanging out there and selling glasses and signing autographs and selling T-shirts, right?
I only got 10 left.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
there's only 10
Better
left.
get on
I've been trying to save a few.
All right.
For each day.
Very good. But plenty of Maui Gym glasses left, right, Mike? Yeah. All right. Good. All right.
Morning, guys. Morning, everyone. My question's for Katmai Lodge.
what is your airport that you fly into? And when we fly in there, how many days of fishing can we get in for, say, a 5 or a 7 day trip?
Well, actually, on a 7-day trip, it's usually a Saturday to Saturday or Wednesday to Wednesday. And what we'll do is you'll fly into Anchorage, and then actually we have 2 possible ways to get there. You could come directly into our lodge from Anchorage. We have our own charter. We charter 16-passenger Beach 1900, and we usually have 2 a week come in. And so what we'll do is you'll fly from Anchorage right into our lodge. We have our own 5,000-foot strip that we have at the lodge, so it's basically our own airport. And there's another way you can come is on Alaska Airlines, and use Alaska with Pen Air, and you can go right into King Salmon, and then we'll come pick you up in King Salmon where we have a otter, and obviously both you guys have, Rick and Pete, you've flown on it. So we'll come and get you, and that's no additional cost. And
it's only like 20 minutes from King Salmon.
Yeah, it's only a 20-minute flight. Most of our people come in direct because it is the most convenient. You don't have TSA. You don't have to handle your bags again. So, and then when we get back to Anchorage, we'll go right into downstairs. You'll get your bags off the charter and just go right upstairs and catch your flight on your way home.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Those charters are quite a throw ride too when you land or take off at Katmai.
Absolutely,
right?
That's part of one of the experiences. Yeah. It's when you're coming in, you're flying over and it's not like an airliner where you're up at 30,000 feet. You're coming across the ridge lines, right around 12,000 feet or so. So you actually see Mount Iliamna, all the snow banks and the glaciers. It's really a pretty
it's
flight.
Spectacular.
Our flight from King Salmon to the lodge, I mean, you're over straight tundra. I mean, you see everything. You see animals. You see the whole nine. It's
at about 400 feet.
Yeah, I mean, you're right above the ground cruising, and then the plane lands at the lodge, and you step out and you step 30 feet, and you're walking into your room. I mean, it's a really cool
Very
experience.
convenient. Everybody thinks it's such a long ways to go, and it really is not.
Yeah, no, the travel.
It's easy to get to.
You guys dial it in. It's pretty awesome. All right, Arnie, you're next up. Good morning, Arnie. There he is. All right. Arnie, who takes a lot of pictures for us. Let's Talk Hookup events. Thanks, Arnie.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Bart, for putting on such a wonderful show. Always, I'll be there at Del Mar also to help Pete and CCA. I'm here to help CCA. I really encourage anybody that comes down today, please join CCA and become active members in your local chapter, please, like I am. And we owe a lot to Wayne back there in the back of the room there. He's done a lot for CCA California, promoting us and get it going, and done a lot working with the state. One question I have for you today is for Paul. Paul, it's like to borrow a line from a famous movie. I know you got one of the smallest boats in the fleet. You ever say to yourself, we need a bigger boat?
Oh, it's funny you should say that because I am building a new boat. They're laying up the hull this week. It got laid up already.
Oh, sweet. How big of a boat is it going to be?
40 by 16.
Is that bigger than Wakatuna?
It's bigger than my boat. My boat now is only 31 by 10. This one's 40 feet by 16 wide.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a platform, and I might need a seakeeper.
Yeah.
Because we're going to live out there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm building this boat.
Hey, Paul,
so
you might need a seakeeper. You need a seakeeper.
Yeah. Exactly. I need a seakeeper. Because we're going to live out there. I mean, we stay out there. We got satellite television. I'm loading this boat right up.
That's
cool. Everything.
That's
exciting.
And about, how's Tyler doing? I mean, we heard like on the internet and was seeing like on the previews for the episode the unfortunate thing that happened with his deckhand.
Yeah, that's the second one that this has happened to him. It's the generation. I mean, look what's happened. I'm sure every one of us here knows somebody that had a problem with, addiction.
Yeah.
So, and it's happening everywhere.
Yeah, sad. Yeah, sad.
I mean, it happened with one of my family members, and it's happening. Everyone's getting affected by this epidemic that we're having.
Yeah.
So if there's someone that's screwed up, you need to hug them.
Yeah.
Not push them away, you know what I mean? Everyone thinks, like, I'm not going to be around him. He's a drug addict or an alcoholic or whatever. You give the guy a hug, embrace him.
Yeah.
Don't push him away.
No.
And that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
So we're all pretty sad because Duffy was a really, really nice kid.
Yes, he was.
And he loved people. After all, he fished with Tyler.
Yeah, he had to love people.
How could you not like people and deal with that kid?
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Arnie, thanks a lot for coming down. Appreciate that very much. Let's go ahead and jump on the phones.
You
Rick.
got it, buddy. The phones are packed up. We're going to talk to Jack. He's calling us from Ontario this morning. Hi, Jack. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey,
Morning,
guys.
Jack.
Good morning.
Great to have you.
All right. I have a question for the DFW, but before that, I was out at the show Friday, and I was looking around. Great show, Bart. Thank you very, very much for doing this. I look forward to it all year long, and you've made my year so far. But one suggestion I might have for Pete, if you're listening, I went by your booth, and you need to tell Gary to get a haircut. That guy's looking a little shaggy, a little long in the tooth right now.
Oh, Gary White. Yeah. We'll send him to a barber. How's that sound?
Thank you. Okay, my question for the DFW is, with the fisheries being not at full capacity right now, I'm talking about the hatcheries, not the fisheries, I'm sorry. When do you see them being at full capacity for hatcheries, and might there be an expansion and more hatcheries in our future?
Well, you're a day late because we had the DFW guys here yesterday, but they'll be at the show all day today, right, Bart?
Yeah, they are here, and you could go ask them that question. I have my opinion on that. You know, currently the director we have is not a big fan of hatchery fish, so... Yeah, but he's going on because they've got a new. Yeah, but who knows? With a new
whether he's going to be a director or not. Let's hope.
Yeah, we don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But in this environment, you never know what you're going to get. It could be worse. So I don't think hatcheries are going to get expanded. They don't have the money. It's not going to happen. I don't think. So what's happening up in the Eastern Sierra is most of those people are just buying fish. They've got people that the hatcheries are supplying a certain amount of fish. They do it for the county. The counties buy fish. The hatcheries supply fish, and then like Mammoth is putting 10 tons of fish in the Mammoth Lakes this summer. So that's what's happening. There's private enterprise that's stepping in to take the slack of the hatcheries, at least in a lot of places.
All right. And thanks a lot for the call. And we'll see if maybe we can have a tip jar out at the booth today for Gary's haircut and see if we can make that happen. Thanks a lot for the call. Maria Garcia is up next. Good morning, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Thanks for joining us here at the Hyatt Regency.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, so earlier, Paul, you were mentioning that you have a lot of downtime on your show and that you're going to get a new boat and that it's going to be large. So while you're filming your show, have you ever missed, catching a fish because you're taking a nap or somewhere else?
No, you make sure that there's always somebody up. And the whole boat is mounted with GoPros and screens. I can be laying down, while Ricky's up watching the lines. That's why this year I'm going to have 2 guys on the boat. That way there's always someone awake. Even at nighttime, when everyone shuts everything down and goes to bed, there's always a watch. I'll be up for the first 4 hours, then Ricky will be up for 4 hours, then the camera guy will get up for 4 hours, because he's got to change everything out anyway. And I'm like, hey, take watch for a few hours. So there's always someone up. Because it doesn't matter. We're lit up like Fenway Park. There's so many lights on, but it doesn't matter, because if you're within the vicinity of the grounds where the tug and tows go by, it's just that fear of knowing that you're in a safe area, but it doesn't matter. You always have that in the back of your mind. My brother Bruce years ago was, did he ever explain that to you, Bart, how he got hit by a heron seiner? And it was towing the boat that carries all the heron. After they catch it, they put it in this carry boat, and he got crushed by it. Great. In broad daylight. They just sideswiped his boat.
My.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it can happen anywhere. So there's always someone up, alert, knowing how to turn the boat on, knowing what to do. So we're always alert in that way. So I can get 2, 3, 4 hours at a time sleep, because after all, we are, working around the clock.
Amazing.
We're fishing 24/7. We never are out there without lines in the water.
Paul, the cameraman, he's got a pretty arduous job, too. I mean, he's got to be up all the time, too, right?
They work pretty hard. I would not want the job. And to tell you the truth of it, they all get seasick. The first week or two, and every single one of them are like these big wig guys. They're all on the deadliest catch. They're on, I fish in the Barents Sea. They get on our little boats and puke their guts out for friggin' 3 days.
They need a seakeeper.
Oh, yeah.
No,
it's amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Richard is next up. Good morning, Richard. Thanks for joining us here, and step up to that mic here at the Hyatt Regency. And
my question's for Bart. For all these years of these shows, and for this year as well, what has surprised you? Any innovation or wow factor, either this year or throughout the history, like this just sticks in your memory as an amazing item or event?
Wow. Well, for this year, the thing that we're most proud of, because no one else has ever done it, is we put together this marine electronics area that is unparalleled, really. And we've been doing seminars every hour. We've learned something this year. We've already refined it for next year. So that's the most amazing thing for this year. In the history, my goodness, I don't know. I don't know if I can come up with an answer really quick.
There's no single thing that really stands out over 72 years in your mind?
No, it kind of... Well, there's so much. I mean, it's so big. It's so vast, the lures and the rods and the reels.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of hard to... That's a hard one.
I think my favorite has got to be the trout pond. The fact that, so many kids look forward to it. And I know, it always makes me smile. Because, I remember being a little kid and coming here with my mom and dad and fishing in that trout pond. And now getting to see, my buddies take their kids to it. And, how many people that are now active fishermen caught their first fish in a swimming pool at a Fred Hall show? It's a story you hear all the time.
Well, okay, so I didn't understand exactly. I thought he was talking about products, but yeah, of course. So in that, over the 73 years, we probably put 1.5 million kids through that trout pond.
Wow.
And my sister's here today, and the day that my father died was on a Saturday. Pete, I called your show in the morning.
I remember that.
We made the announcement on the air, and people came down here to pay their respects, and they tried to sequester us in a room, and I couldn't stay in the room, so I went out in the floor. Hundreds of people came up to me and said, I caught my first fish here, my children caught their first fish here, and today my grandchildren are going to catch their first here. Oof.
Yeah, it's that very good. And that's certainly a great memory for all those years. Thanks a lot for coming up this morning. Good question to wrap up with.
You got it, buddy. When we come back, we're going to find out what lucky guy out there or girls got themselves a brand new Anza fillet knife. We got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the mighty 1090.
22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro is home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnights on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and 3/4-day trips on the Native Sun. Plus, you can charter the Ultra, Spectra, and Trueline. There is always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. Take advantage of the Wednesday specials on the Pursuit and Monte Carlo, and kids fish free with a paid adult on the afternoon half-day. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or book online at 22ndstreet.com.
It's Fred Hall show time, and Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the best selection and the hottest deals in the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern. The huge Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth is a must visit, and the deals will be unmatched. If it's accurate reels you are after, Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the largest selection in the show. Plus, we will fill your accurate reel with free Spectra when you buy one in our booth. That's accurate and Fisherman's Landing Tackle.
Be sure to stop by the Dana Landing booth at the Long Beach Fred Hall show and see the Flying Jimmy, Maui Jim's largest display. This traveling showcase shows off 300 pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, including over 60 custom My Maui glasses for you to try and buy, including the brand new Maui Green Mirror lens. Come meet Maui Jim Pro Captain Paul Hebert from Wicked Tuna and Big Fish TV superstar Andy Mill. Get your Maui Jim sunglasses at the Dana Landing booth at the Fred Hall Long Beach show.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest that's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find the location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Cast Tours is a family-owned and operated travel company that specializes in taking you to great fishing destinations. They take pride in providing the best and most affordable vacation packages available. For over 20 years, Cast Tours has been creating unique sport fishing and vacation trips. Whether it's a fishing trip, a family vacation, or an adventure, they will provide you the service and value you deserve. Call Cast Tours at 800-593-6510 or check casttours.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Right, the big winner of the 2 tickets going to the Fred Hall Show in Del Mar from our phone callers is Wayne in Point Loma. Wayne hung on till the end, didn't make it on the air, but he was the big winner of the prize, so congratulations, Wayne. We're going to see you in a couple weeks at Del Mar.
All right, and Damon Olson from Nomad Lures, all the way from down under. Thank you. It was a great show.
Really
and
cool.
Never enough time. Hopefully you'll get back up and actually come into the Mighty 1090 studio with us sometime.
I will. Thanks for having me. Absolute pleasure.
Yeah, and you'll be here all day in the Nomad Lures booth.
Absolutely.
Right there. Give us a number again.
We're at 540, so come find us, and it'd be great to say good day.
Yeah, it'd be fun. You're right next to the Cigar guys.
That's right.
They're in there, yeah. So come and see, and Damon will go through the entire line with you and tell you what fish to target with what.
Exactly.
And if you're one of the early guys, a free hat when you buy a Nomad lure, but you got to be in the door quick.
Get in quick for that.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, Bob Cantor from Katmai Lodge. You'll be in your booth today at the Katmai Lodge booth, right?
Absolutely. Or right across the street from Turner's, so you can't miss us.
Yeah, indeed. And if you want to go to Katmai, our listeners get a very special price, right?
Absolutely. We do have a show special, and also Let's Talk Hookup. All you do is tell Charmel or Laura and tell them you're with the Let's Talk Hookup group, and we give you a break.
Like a big break, like $800.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like huge break. Yes, it's a giant discount.
Very
and
generous.
Sure appreciate you taking care of our guys. And in the meantime, website, if you want to look at some amazing pictures and see this fantastic place.
Yeah, it's www.katmai.com. That's KATMAI.com.
All right, very good. Paul Hebert, you'll be around today?
I will be around. I'll be at the Maui Gym booth,
all right.
And I will see everybody tonight on
and
National Geographic Channel.
That's right. And, consult your local listing, but that's the premiere of the new season, right?
Yep, Season 8. It's kicked off. Don't miss tonight.
And a few shirts left at the Maui Gym booth and plenty, and you'll help people fit into the right sunglasses,
Absolutely.
too, right? All right.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on the success of the show, and sure appreciate you taking the time to come with us here, Paul.
You got it.
Great. And Bart Hall, wrap it up here. What's the time for the day today?
Well, but first of all, I want to thank Paul Hebert and Dave Maniaci for their support of Friends of Rollo and what they do with the Tuna Wars, and that's really exceptional the time that they donate. So thank you guys very much. And we're open today from 10 to 7. This is it. This is the last day of the largest fishing show on the planet. And there's a lot going on. There's still a bunch of seminars. There's trout. That you can test drive a Hobie kayak. You can go down there and blow up a inflatable I-11S Hobie inflatable kayak. And if you do it faster than anybody else, you get to win it. There's just so much going on that I don't have enough time because I'm looking at the clock here.
Yeah, we got to go. Yeah, thanks, Bart. Great
job,
show.
Bart.
Appreciate that. I want to thank Gary, Roger, David, and Dr. Bob for all their great support in our booth here, and also getting up and coming down to help us out here this morning here. Thanks to David from RC Productions for doing a fantastic job next to me here, and Adam in our Mighty 1090 studio. Thank you very much. And, of course, Gus from Burbank for treating us to a real special treat, our guests up here today. Thanks for that. Tomorrow, next Saturday, we'll be back in the Mighty 1090 studio with Captain Tim Ekstrom from the Royal Star, talking some great fishing with Captain Tim. And then next Sunday, Jeff Mariani from Cedros Kayak Fishing will be in the Mighty 1090 studios with Rick and myself. Thanks for listening today. Thanks to all that came down here to the Hyatt this morning. We sure appreciate your time. And thanks for listening to Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California Sports Fishing Voice on the Mighty 1090.